From MrBeast responding to the allegations finally to everything that has been trending, whether it's regarding streamers, we take a look at some nostalgic GameCube moments. This is everything that you missed this week on the trending page. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Guys, we're going to get into MrBeast in just a second, but I do want to get back into making these videos. If you've been following the channel, I started using Twitter's Explore page. Now, I do need to dive into these stories just a little bit more because in the Explore page, the things that have been trending, it's quite a few streamer clips, but we're going to get our feet wet over here. We're going to see exactly what kind of video we can make from this. I just wish we had a little bit less stream clips. Regardless, it's going to be a fun video. We have lots of topics to cover today, guys. Let's start off with MrBeast finally responding to the allegations, proving innocence during an interview with Oomville. Now, there's a few clips highlighting all of this from Drama Alert. I want to take a look at the 2-hour podcast and make a little bit more of a deep dive into it, but this is a fantastic start. This is kind of the gist of it, according to Drama Alert.
Sue Dog Pack. Well, you know, there's tons of examples of him intentionally manipulating things to not be true.
And it kind of seems that way, right? We would need to see MrBeast actually like dive into what's true and what wasn't true, but it does seem to be the case so far.
Posting online, tons and tons and tons of that. Soggy has basically an hour and 27-minute video, and an hour of it is just flat out proving manipulation and lies, and caused a lot of harm to my businesses. I mean, I've literally had people pull out millions of dollars.
Oh, and I totally believe that because all of a sudden, and for some weird reason, we live in this new culture of guilty before innocent. It's always been I was about to say about where that has taken place, but it's just so strange to me how people can't just sit back and be like, you know what, I'll wait for something to come about it in court, but that's too much to ask for some people.
And then tell me it was directly because of his video. Don't worry, I instantly was like, can you send that in writing? So, you know, if I win a case or anything, I can directly point damages. No reason why. And, so, I mean, it's just unfortunate. Like, I don't want to be put in this situation, but probably going to have to. I mean, it's just, I mean, what do you do if someone's just spreading misinformation about you? And
the problem is we don't know exactly what has been misinformation and what has not been misinformation. From an outside perspective, as somebody who's been following the case, but not to like as deep of a level as a lot of YouTubers have been, I think that a lot of it's over-exaggerated. I think some of the things that people claim about MrBeast are true, but not enough to be the most hated man that he's become.
You know, just causing harm to your business and like getting it to the point where you might have to potentially fire people because it's costing you so much revenue. It's like, it's not fair to the people in my companies. You know what I mean? It's just sad, you know. It's not a thing I take joy in, but
right.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that he's finally responding to this too. He's sitting down, having an actual nice conversation about it. It's strange that it took so long, but I guess he needed to get everything in order.
Yeah. So, okay. So, yes.
They're not done drafting it up, but once they're done, more than likely, yeah.
Okay.
So he is going to sue Dogpack, and I feel like that's not going to go good for Dogpack at all.
Interesting. Yeah. That's,
I mean, every law firm I've talked to, they're like, this would be the easiest win they've ever seen in their life. I mean, it's like crazy. I had one tell me like you could chop up all the evidence into like 3, sue 3 separate times, and win all 3 cases because you'd have enough for each. Like,
and to be honest, I believe that because again, it does seem to be really, really, really over exaggerated what Dogpack was saying.
One person I was talking to, he's won like 67 out of his last 70 cases, and he's like, this would be literally the easiest case I've ever done. Like, it's because there's just so much blatant, you know, misinformation and lies spread.
And you know what's sad about it too is even if he proves himself to be innocent, we live in this crazy culture where you're guilty before innocent, and people are going to look at that and not change their tune on MrBeast at all just because this guy Dogpack had something to say about him.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, just go watch Soggy's video. Go look at his Twitter where he's redacted multiple ones of it. I mean,
yeah.
Now, Soggy's video is an interesting one. I wanted to react to it, to be honest with you, but I never actually got around to it because MrBeast himself has been really, really outspoken and DMing a lot of creators. Like I watched Tom Dark, and he's somebody who received a DM about it. So obviously there was some truth to his video, and I don't think MrBeast would be really talking about it if that were not the case. Number 2, MrBeast speaks on why he was silent for so long. This is what I was personally wondering about.
And part of that investigation is they recommended that I not talk about drama or really do anything online because it might influence witnesses or any people they might interview or ex-employees. So it's a little unfortunate because I told them, okay, I'll wait till the investigation is over. And I believe that was literally like a week before the dog pack video came out.
Now, I don't remember exactly now because it's been a while that MrBeast had to stay silent. I don't know how I feel about that. I wish he would have at least come out and said something along the lines of like, this is ridiculous. I'm going to eventually speak on all of it. You're just going to have to wait a little bit instead of just being completely silent.
And then truthfully, just in transparency, I've never done one of these like big investigations before. And in my head, it was going to last like 2 or 3 weeks. It ended up taking a couple months. Apparently combing through all the documents and doing all the interviews and everything just took way longer than I thought because I've never had to bring in a top tier law firm and a former federal prosecutor and let him, do this really big thing. And so that kind of concluded a couple weeks ago when I put out the tweet of the follow-up.
Yeah.
Like, that was the day
I don't think I've actually seen this tweet. Over the last few days, I've become more aware. Oh, the allegations that we're not allowed to talk about that one. No, thank
got
you.
the conclusion of it. And I was like, okay, in transparency, I'll throw this out. So up until that point, it was, I had told Quinn Emanuel that, to protect the integrity, I wouldn't do anything or engage in any of this drama.
And yeah, I guess he needs to listen to who he needs to listen to, right? At the end of the day, people's jobs are on the line. It's a business that MrBeast is running over here, and it's very important that he protects, again, the integrity of the business.
And then after that, yeah, like you said, a lot of stuff had come out between when the investigation started and when it ended, and I was just kind of like, whoa, I don't really know how to like hit this stuff. And I made like a little response video, but it's just kind of not my style, where I just kind of like put a lot of the information that I assume we're going to talk about here out.
Now, I actually like the idea that he's sitting down and doing an interview about this as opposed to making a response video, because this is more real. And I understand there could have very well been like MrBeast sitting down being like, hey, these are the questions that you're allowed to ask me. I believe that's always possible, but at the end of the day, this is more authentic.
And it just felt weird. Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I've never been in a situation where people have thrown this much stuff at me, and I definitely could have handled it better. Like, I probably should have, like, the second I could have talked, like, I don't remember the exact date, 2 or 3 weeks ago when we put that report out, probably should have done something like this right then. If I could go back in time, I would.
Yeah, and MrBeast has he ever been involved in any controversy? I don't think so. You learn, you grow, right? He'll be ready for the next one.
And yeah, that's kind of like the brain dump, and then here I am.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask. You answered it towards the end, but like, do you regret that? Obviously.
Yeah. If I could go back in time, I would do what we're doing here, because I assume this is like the correct format. It's gonna be a little bit more free flowing and natural.
I agree with that, and it's just so weird to see MrBeast like in this raw, real, with such seriousness behind it. And I know that he's had podcasts where he like literally talks about life and stuff like that, but it's so weird to see him in this situation.
And I wouldn't have wasted so much time like trying to do a response. It's just not my thing. I like so much better, or I'm assuming, I mean, we just started, but I think I'm gonna like so much better being asked the questions and answer it instead of just like sitting in a chair like this answering it. It's just
doing the old YouTuber. So I was accused of this, and that. Could you imagine MrBeast joining that crew? That'd actually be so funny.
just feels a little more natural.
Got you. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I completely agree with that. But there was one more part that Drama Alert did post with MrBeast. MrBeast denies rampant use of CGI in his videos. This is one that is very, very interesting because there was a lot that was pointed to be CGI. And I don't doubt the fact that they use CGI. It's just to what extent did they use it, right?
Why do you choose to use it?
Good question. And yes, I do think rampant use of CGI can undermine it. And I try to do my best to be transparent. Did you ever see So Crispy's video where they showed the behind the scenes of our Squid Game video?
I did, yes.
Yeah, so we've done that. We've done lots of BTS videos on them, and we've done other BTS videos. So I try to show it transparently, but let me think about it. I mean, honestly, the truth is, like, obviously there are channels like Corridor Digital and stuff like that, but can you really think of any, like, entertainment channels like mine that really do this, like even have the budgets to kind of do this kind of stuff? I'm
not really, I'm looking for a good reason to pause it over here, but he hasn't necessarily answered the question yet. Of course, we need to pause it. If you guys are commenting, I always get these comments down below, guys. I have to pause the video throughout or else it's not considered fair use. The issue is he hasn't necessarily answered the question yet.
It's something I've always thought a lot about because, like, we're really pushing boundaries, and like I want to like keep leveling things up, and I think that's a cool way to do it. But it's not like there's some like playbook on how to like incorporate it, right? Because no one else really does it. Like, something I was thinking about is like,
The way that I see it, guys, is I don't care if he uses CGI. I really, really don't care. I don't understand the big deal about it. The only thing that I really cared about is whether or not his charity work was real, which it seems to be real, but I understand there's a lot of criticism behind it. And that's something that I think MrBeast dives into. I saw a couple clips before this, guys.
Like, also, we rarely use it. Like, I mean, maybe like 0.5%, 0.1% of my shots. Like if we have like a background that like doesn't look too cool, like it's just like black, but it looks a little off, we'll just like darken it out in post. Like that's like,
and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Every single YouTuber edits. What's the difference?
Majority of what we do, or sometimes we'll extend a set. But I was thinking like when we do, because we pour millions of dollars into these videos. We build massive sets. Like we go through so much links to make these huge videos. And the last thing I want is people to be like questioning whether or not things are CGI. I mean, like the sets we build are fucking crazy, man. Like it's wild. Like you should come see the like behind the scenes of it. I mean, sometimes we spend 100 days just literally building.
And I don't know where I've seen this, but I feel like they have been shown off, have they not? I feel like I have seen it.
One room for one shot of one video.
That's insane.
So yeah, I was thinking like maybe just potentially, I don't know, this is the first time I'm saying it publicly, like time stamping in the description when we do.
That's interesting.
Yeah, or like having some like gimmicky thing where like whenever we do, we like put like a little Beast logo on it. So it's.
But what's the big deal? What's the big deal if he's using CGI? That's where I'm stuck. I don't understand the big deal.
Like a thing that if people wanted to identify, they could. I mean, I'm down to figure something out. I mean, we just don't really use it that much. It's just like a thing few and far between. But what I really don't want is people to not be able to trust my videos just because occasionally I want to make a wall blacker or like.
And that I get. That's completely understandable, and it's no reason to just not trust MrBeast because he's using CGI.
I want to extend a set a little bit just to make it look cooler and like you feel in tune with it, because what we do on its own,
it cuts off there. And every single YouTuber edits, every single movie production, series production, anybody in the entertainment business in general uses CGI. I don't understand what the big deal is, but I did want to take a look at actually diving into that MrBeast interview. I'm gonna be taking a look at it, and I'm going to probably upload a video. I'm gonna listen to it at work or something, and then I'm gonna upload a video with my full thoughts. But it's not just about MrBeast today. Again, I wanted to take a look at everything that was covering the Explore page on Twitter, and of course, we can't dive into everything. It's changing like by the minute. But the things that I caught, the things that we are recapping, some of the biggest things that we've seen. One that we actually made a video on was Sabrina Carpenter doing this in front of her audience of children. And this is one clip that came about with Sabrina Carpenter, and it only gets a little bit worse, unfortunately. I have seen the clip of her, like, you know, doing what she did with the microphone. I did not know that she sexualized herself to this extent. Let's take a look at this. And this is Sabrina Carpenter. It appears to be either ending the song or ending the show. You just wait for what she's about to do. I don't want to get copyrighted with the music. And look, she's about to, you know, lay down with this person. And I never really knew anything about Sabrina Carpenter until this stuff went viral. Now, the big part about this is, the big issue is that Sabrina Carpenter has an audience full of children. Not full of children, but there are a lot of little girls that consume and love her content. I made a video on the topic talking about how I believe this to be a parenting issue. While it's not the best thing, obviously, or not even not the best thing. I hate the idea that everybody is constantly sexualizing themselves, especially to get ahead in Hollywood. But she did do the right thing to get tickets. There is a disclaimer where you should be 18 and older. It's more of a parenting issue than a Sabrina Carpenter issue, but I still don't believe that people should be sexualizing themselves to this extent. Now let's take a look at a couple replies to that. Sosa had this to say about it. Her music has never been promoted for children, so it's the parents' fault for not doing the research. Exactly. And the reply to it says, these artists constantly sexualize themselves to promote their mid-music when 90% of their audience is teenage girls. So that's where I'm a little bit conflicted about it, because at some point you need to realize your audience, but at the end of the day, is it really Sabrina Carpenter's fault? She's doing her best to promote this to adults. That's where the big issue is. But more than anything, it is the fault of the parents. The fact that this is normalized shows how far we've fallen. Disgusting. I agree with that. This should not be normalized. It was not normalized when society was better back in the day, back in our parents' generation, right? Abraham had this to say about it. I think it says more about the parents taking their children to concerts than her and her music. Like, listen to the lyrics. It's clear to see that her music is not intended for younger children. I haven't really listened to lyrics of Sabrina Carpenter's music, but I don't imagine it's any better than what we've seen on stage with her. But I agree. At the end of the day, it is the fault of the parents. Let's continue on, guys. Dexterdo posted this. The 2024 Game of the Year nominees have been announced. Final Fantasy Rebirth, Elden Ring, Astrobot, Metaphor, Black Myth, and Balatro. I have not played any of these games. I know that there's a lot of people talking about, like, but I feel like this comes about every single year at the Game Awards. Why such mid games that are chosen, you know? There's nothing you can do, but there are some replies to it, you know? And this was a common criticism of it. Nintendology had this to say: if a DLC wins Game of the Year, Jeff should start to put some fries in the bag. I don't like the idea of a DLC winning Game of the Year, but the problem is, like, it did make the game better. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm more inclined to be on the side of I'm against the idea of a DLC being nominated for Game of the Year. But now, guys, let's move on to the streamer clips. T. Johnny had this to say: female streamers can't entertain their audience without sexualizing themselves. Pathetic. Like we were talking about with the Sabrina Carpenter thing over here. And again, while we are on this topic, moving forward with these videos, because there was a lot on the Explore page that have clips just like this, because the tweets get a ton of attention, I think I want to filter them out just a little bit, because again, like, it's not, I don't want to just make videos and just get the views with girls, because like, I'll probably end up using this as the thumbnail, because like, look at her, obviously, but you guys kind of get the point that I'm saying. I hope that I just need to filter it more. I need to filter it more. So let's see what this chick had to oh my god.
I love this little guy. He's like my favorite.
The sleigh guy.
Yeah.
Chat, if I drop down like you did, I will flash everyone. So
Can you
I
do it
can't.
sideways?
Can you flash people sideways? Is that what you just said?
No? Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, this is the state of streaming nowadays, isn't it?
Did your mother give you this? Oh, yeah.
That's it? That's the big clip? I haven't seen this before I made this video. But I mean, like, yeah, it could have been worse, but at the end of the day, the initial tweet was correct. Come on now, Mike. Cinna is one of the good ones. Chill. This is one of the bigger ones in the replies. I don't know who Cinna is. I don't know, or Kenna. I don't know who it is, but one of the good ones. I don't know. I don't know what's really the difference. Regardless, let's continue on. Stuff like this has made a ton of traction throughout Twitter. Breaking: Jake Paul has announced he will be dicking up Muhammad Ali to be fighting him next. Of course, with him just beating Mike Tyson, a lot of jokes like this have been flying around. Some are in good taste, some are in bad taste. There's just a lot of replies into it saying stuff like you need to respect the dead and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's basically what Jake Paul's been doing. Now, this is a conversation that has been kind of floating around that I saw organically on my own time, actually. Pop essentially posted, "What's your unpopular pop culture opinion?" And this tweet in particular got a lot of attention. Everyone bragged to bring dirty pop stars back, but got mad when Tate McRae actually did. And you can I'll play it for just a minute to see. Of course, you know what Tate McRae does when it comes to her music videos. Honestly, guys, this tweet's kind of right. Everyone begged to bring dirty pop stars back, but got mad when Tate McRae actually did. It's kind of true. It's kind of true. Now, I wasn't one to necessarily miss the dirty pop star era, but you guys, you know what I'm saying over here. There is a reply to that. I don't think we're mad that she's being dirty. We're mad at the quality of the songs isn't matching the quality of the visuals. Good visuals, mid to bad songs is not bringing anything back. I don't know. I think she makes okay music. I guess that is the definition of mid, though. I don't know. I'm not invested in Tate McRae myself, but that actually got a ton of attention, which is pretty interesting. But with that, guys, let's continue on. She really just cooked all of the SIMPS on Twitter. Let's see. Is this Sasu? I've reacted to a couple videos of hers before. I think it's Sasu JPG or something like that. Could be wrong. I think that's her.
Smash? These comments never make sense to me. It's like, what are you going to do? Shove your dick through the computer screen? How is that going to work? Like, are you going to fly me out? Are you going to fly me to wherever it is you live? Are you going to drive over here?
You know, at least somebody acknowledged it. I will never in a million years understand the people who say this to girls online. Like, do you expect them to acknowledge you in a nice way?
How does that even work? I don't understand why people say that. You know, I just don't feel like you're actually committed to the smash. I feel like you're just talking shit. You're just saying things. You're just
the people saying that too actually probably would freeze up if she was like, "Yeah, let's smash. Come on over." And then they would like bust in a second.
Talking on the internet. You don't mean it. Come on, come over to my house. Come on over here. I dare you. Are you gonna show up? Huh? I'm waiting. TikTok. Time to fuck.
TikTok time. Okay, that was actually kind of funny, but that's so true. I will never in a million years understand not just why people watch these streamers. Well, I mean, I do understand why they watch them, but like, I don't understand why so many people like spend so much time chatting with the streamers who just do not care about your existence. Do they not understand one little bit? Like, do they actually not get it? Do they think that these female streamers legitimately care about them? I don't know. I don't know, man. But anyways, this is one that I was looking at in my own time. Culture Crave posted this. The Nintendo GameCube was released in the US 23 years ago today. Now, of course, today was probably a few days ago. What game is loading after you hear this? For me, I get flooded with so many memories. Listen to this. Like, there's very few things in this world that actually fill me with nostalgia more than the GameCube and the Wii. For me, it makes me think of Sonic Heroes more than anything, but there are so many games. Now, Culture Craves themselves has said, for me, this is what it is, and I don't know, Smash Bros. Oh, listen to that. Listen to that. Oh, man. I love it. I can watch that all day. I can spend the entire time watching that, to be honest with you. I really, really can. Wow, okay. This says Soul Calibur, but what the hell am I watching here? What the hell am I watching? Dude. I have no idea what that's about. Oh, let's get to some honest replies. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. So true. One of the greatest games in the entire history of gaming, I guess. Easy, Zelda, Twilight Princess, Smash Bros. Melee, Metroid Prime. My top 3 favorite games for the GameCube. And you can see, oh, Metroid Prime, man. This and Smash Melee, these were my childhood. I still remember the first days actually playing them. I actually have never played a Zelda game before, and I've heard nothing but fantastic things about them. And of course, we have the Mario Kart Double Dash. I will still stand on this and say this is the greatest Mario Kart to ever grace the planet. I love Mario Kart Double Dash. We can take a deep dive into that sometime, but it's entirely true. Now, let's continue, guys. 2 of the most useless bitches of all time collabed. I know this girl. I don't know her name, but she went viral for, I believe it to be this video, unless she's recreating it because it's 2 people collabing. I don't know. People are saying she's the most beautiful girl of all time, regardless. Oh, Bella Porch. Okay, so it is a recreation of the video. I mean, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys here. Like, she looks good, but I don't understand what the hype is, man. I don't get it. People are like, when this video first came out, people were going nuts about it. Nuts. Like, it's honestly nothing too special, to be honest with you. Now, let's continue on. That chick in black, that's the chick in black that broke up with her fiance to focus on her TikTok career. Which one was in black? Was it this initial one? Hang on. Is she the one? Wow. Wait, they're both in black. I don't know. Regardless, man, if you broke up with your fiance to focus on your TikTok career, that's horrible. That's horrible. But then again, did you really have love in the first place? I just feel bad for the dude. Now, let's move on to something a little bit more wholesome, non-aesthetic things. Teachers saved up money and surprised their school janitor with a car after seeing him walk to work every day. This is incredibly wholesome, something that it does. Wholesome things don't necessarily make the trending page all that much, which is really, really nice to see. Look at this. And I'm gonna mute the music over there for here and there. That's so nice of him. That's so nice.
It's yours, baby.
It's yours, baby. That's nice. That's so nice. And sorry, guys, I don't want to get copyrighted with the music over here, but that's actually incredible.
It's yours.
She just keeps saying it's yours pretty well over and over again. This dude walked to work every day, and they actually gave him a car. He seems like he's in disbelief over here. They're loving it. He's happy. He gets a car. That's something that I wish more people did. This is stuff that we need more of the world, is people actually, and I don't know what he's saying over here.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's all the people.
Just
There's
let
a
you
lot
know
of
that
love
what
here.
they say about people is not.
wait, what they say about people? Okay, I know there's probably a little bit of a joke in there, but that's so nice. Look at him in disbelief there, man. Incredible. We love to see it. Now, something that I did see myself organically. This was everywhere when she posted it. Pokimane, I want to host a Pokimane Lookalike contest and then kiss the winner. Now, I don't know if this contest is concluded, but there is quite a few of lookalikes. Now, this one actually isn't too bad, a Pokimane lookalike. It's not bad. You can see the similarities, but I don't know if it's enough to necessarily call herself a Pokimane lookalike. This one's a little bit good too. Like, I don't know. Not really. There's something about it that I know they're obviously different people. There's something about it that's just not necessarily hitting home. And a lot of people have told me I look like you and Lofi. I don't know who that is. I see it a little bit, maybe more if my hair was completely dark. Okay. I don't know what she's posting about, but she looks nothing like Pokimane. Now, this one is going to win the contest. I'll take my reward, thanks. W. Henry, we love to see it. He's going to get the big kiss from Pokimane, and I love how it has 38 views and no likes. That just makes it better. Henry, go to post. Go to post. Oh. This one. I don't even want to talk about it, man. This is probably the weirdest thing that I have seen in the last little while. Is this Not Crazy Nutty posted another cultured submission? I just gooned to my own drawing. I am cooked. I don't get it. It's homemade adult content. It's weird. I don't know, but that was getting a lot of traction over on Twitter, okay? I always joke about liking feet, but I have a general phobia of them. I cannot look at them or touch them or have them touch me or I'll scream and cry. Dude, the amount of things that you walk through in a day, I don't understand why people want to put them in their mouth. I will never, ever get it. Here's my theory. People with a foot fetish are sad and lonely and have never gotten close enough to someone to be like in a scenario where they have to take off their shoes. They associate their feet with intimacy with the person and thus begin to find feet overall hot. Excuse me. I read this. This is such a funny thought, genuinely. Yeah, honestly, it's a good explanation for it. I'll take you one step closer to it, to be honest with you. I think it's just comes from watching adult content. You consistently need to watch more shocking and things that you haven't seen before, and eventually you'll find yourself on the foot corner of the internet. Cameron had this to say: everything is gross, dude. We have sex with the places we piss from, and people argue about whether the chest mounds or shithole is better. That's a good point. It's just weird to talk about, man. It's weird that got traction. Culture Crave posted this. The Department of Justice is going to ask a judge to force Google into selling off its Chrome browser. They want to break up this search engine monopoly. I can't personally see this going well. I know that people swear by more browsers. I know that. But I am a fan of Google Chrome. I like Google Chrome. I like the extensions. I like how user-friendly it is. And to be honest with you, I've always been one to just accept the fact of being tracked. I know that Google likes to track your information, sell you ads. If you don't think that everything ever is tracking you, I think you're crazy. Anyways, Ronan had this to say about it. Maybe I'm ignorant, but this might be the only monopoly that's actually good. It's kind of how I'm feeling about it. If you feel any other way, please comment down below. Let me know. Regardless, Gekoft had this to say: they can also force YouTube to reduce the ads and make them more skippable at the very least. A lot of people have been talking about this in the replies. That is something that a lot of people are sick of on YouTube. I don't understand. If you watch a lot of YouTube, just get YouTube Premium. That's what I have, and it's the best subscription I have ever got in my entire life. Not Cute and Kinky Memes posted this, and this got a lot of traction because of Zendaya specifically. American Supermodel versus the random Asian weather forecaster. And of course, I get that they're using the worst picture of Zendaya. I get it. I've always been somebody that just, I don't get the hype behind Zendaya. And you can't really comment on it too much, right? And of course, like, the top reply to it just has Zendaya, like, obviously looking better. To me, to be honest, I've never been behind the hype train of Zendaya, but I don't know, man. They're purposely using bad images and a really, really good image of an Asian reporter. So you can see Nando Heimel had this to say too: in the games too, women in Easter games versus women in Western games. Now, of course, you can see the big difference there. That is something that is very, very different. I don't know why, especially why. Oh my God, why am I having a blank on it? This character. Oh man, it's besides the point, guys. It's just something that is a little bit touchy to talk about, to be honest with you guys. This has been everything that you missed this week. Thank you so much for being here and watching. If you want to dive a little bit more into the Sabrina Carpenter thing that we talked about earlier, you can take a look at that in this video right here. I would love to have you guys over there. Take care, everybody.